Hello everyone and welcome to Touchdowns to Home Runs. I'm your host Noah. Before we get started, go hit the subscribe button down below. Me and my partner Bernie have been grinding, especially due to the coronavirus that we're all off school. We've been grinding YouTube right now. We are trying to put out the best content possible for you guys, which we really feel like we have. So if you appreciate the work that we're putting in, please go hit the subscribe button down below. But yeah, this video, Big Ten stadiums ranked. I haven't done a stadiums ranking video in a long time, and I don't know why. I love doing stadium rankings videos. I love going to stadiums and stuff. I've already done an SEC and Pac-12 college football versions of these stadium rankings, so if you want to go watch those, just go click the channel and you'll be able to find them. I have a playlist called Stadium Rankings. But yeah, you guys want to hear my list for the Big Ten stadiums ranked, and that is what you guys are going to get. Now, starting off our list at number 14, we have Ryan Field, home of the Northwestern Wildcats. What I don't like about this stadium is that top part on the right side. You see that like upper deck just looks kind of thrown in. I don't really like the shape of the stadium. It's throwing me off a bit. But other than that, it's not a bad stadium. None of these stadiums are really bad, but this one I put at number 14 just because all the other ones are better. I don't know what else to say. 13, Memorial Stadium. I swear that there are at least 1,000 college football stadiums named Memorial Stadium, but this one is home to the Indiana Hoosiers. This one there's nothing really bad about it. I love the big, like, whatever is on the right side, that like end zone, the screen up there, and then that old historic building it looks like. I love the look of that. I would have liked something more on the left side, that end zone. It's kind of just an old concrete building. I don't really like that. And the press box is kind of small. I love big press boxes that just look so clean, and that's lacking in the stadium. Number 12, we have Capital One Field at Maryland Stadium, home of the Maryland Terrapins. A big press box here. I love that. But a really small scoreboard. I noticed that is really small compared to some college football stadiums have these massive, like, HD, huge screens. That's lacking in this stadium. I love how big the upper deck is on the right there. Other than that, there's not a bad stadium. Just the Big Ten has some really good stadiums. If you watch college football, you know that the Big Ten is home to some of the best college football stadiums. Number 11, we have Shai Stadium. I think I'm pronouncing that correct. It might be SHI. Home to the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. This one, what I like about this one, I love how symmetrical it is. Like, that's something that some stadiums just throw me off because, like, one side is huge and then the next side is like so small. This is a nice symmetrical stadium. I just don't see a scoreboard. That might be what they're shooting it from, so that may be why there's no scoreboard in this picture. But yeah, I love how the stadium looks. Other than that, no complaints with it at all. Number 10, we have Ross Ad Stadium. Again, sorry if I mispronounced that. I love the press box on this one. I love the whole Tyler Trent story at Purdue. That's the main reason why I know a lot about, or not a lot about, but more about Purdue football is him. And I know Randall Moore, the wide receiver. The only thing that's throwing me off about this stadium is the lights on the left side. They're just these massive poles. That just kind of throws me off because you have the big press box on one side and there's no poles coming out of the lights there. And you just have these massive poles coming out. If they could have done something there, maybe put some design or something to cover that up, I would have liked that. Coming in at number 9, we have another Memorial Stadium. This one is home to the Illinois Fighting Illini. I didn't think that Illinois Stadium, just from the top of my memory, would be good, but then I started going through the pictures. I actually really like this stadium. I love the brick wall that's like surrounding it on the outside. I love the outside of that scoreboard. It's nice and big, and it's got that nice light up Fighting Illini Memorial Stadium. I love that. The press box is huge and it looks super clean. Not a big stadium, but definitely a nice, clean looking stadium. That's what I really like about this stadium. So the University of Illinois really surprised me on this one. Next, we got Tcf Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Golden Gophers. This one, I love how it says Minnesota and they have the logo in the thing. That's something I really admire about it. I love when stadiums do that. Not a lot of stadiums you see will do that. What else do I really like? Something that throws me off is the scoreboard is kind of off center here. You see, it's not directly in the middle of the field. I don't know why that is. But again, it's a nice, other than that, it's nice and symmetrical. Other than the press box looks really nice. And that nice brick outline of the stadium, really nice. And I love the city in the background. Next up, we have Spartan Stadium, home of the Michigan State Spartans. This stadium is really nice. I love the checkerboard pattern that they got going on. I know how that has nothing to do with the stadium. But nice big scoreboard on the left there. You see the press box. You got two smaller screens on the other side. A nice upper deck on both sides. Just a nice clean stadium. No complaints with this stadium at all. Next, we got Camp Randall Stadium, home to the Wisconsin Badgers. They got a huge press box here. It like wraps around half of the stadium. Nice big scoreboard. Upper deck on one side. I know it's kind of not symmetrical, but I like that. It doesn't need to have, as long as the height isn't the same, you just have one side that's absolutely massive and the other one isn't. Like the upper deck and the press box are the same height, so nothing really bad about that. Again, just a nice classic stadium. When you think Big Ten football, you always think Wisconsin and you think Camp Randall Stadium. Number 5, we have another Memorial Stadium. This one is in Lincoln, Nebraska, home of the Cornhuskers. Big, huge stadium. I love that about this one. That press box is huge. Looks super clean. The upper deck on the other side is absolutely massive. They got little like little suites and stuff in there. I like that. The lights aren't too overpowering. They aren't too big. I like that. How it's more about the actual seats and the upper deck than just having these massive lights. But other than that, that is such a nice stadium. I love how packed it is there. I know, again, that has nothing to do with the stadium, but that Nebraska Cornhusker red just going through the whole stadium. I love that. Number 4, Kinnick Stadium. Now, this one, you can't argue. This is one of the smaller ones, or this definitely isn't the biggest one, but it is just so nice. You have to love it because of the Children's Hospital that overlooks Kinnick Stadium, and they do the whole Kinnick Stadium wave. Absolutely amazing tradition. I love that. I love the press box. It's just a nice, kind of symmetrical stadium because you got the two wedges on either side, and then the two end zones are kind of the same. You got the scoreboard, but just such a nice stadium, especially with the building overlooking. You can't disrespect this stadium. I had to put it in the top 5. If I didn't, there would be something extremely wrong with me. That is such a nice stadium. Now we're moving into the Big 3. I'm wearing a Penn State and Ohio State shirt. I'm not biased. I'm kind of a Penn State fan, and I just have the Ohio State shirt, but there's no bias into this. Everyone knows that in the Big Ten, these are the top 3 stadiums because I think they are the biggest 3 stadiums in all of college football. But coming in at number 3, I have Beaver Stadium. Beaver Stadium, it's just beautiful. The whiteout scene is beautiful. Huge stadium. I think it holds 110,000, somewhere around that. Just huge scoreboard. Press box is huge. Everything's just huge and screams Penn State football there. Absolutely love this stadium. I want to go to a game here so bad. Penn State Beaver Stadium, definitely one of the most classic stadiums in all of the Big Ten. Number 2, I got Ohio Stadium. This stadium, I actually was able to walk around this year. I had a baseball tournament in Columbus at the University of Ohio State, or Ohio State University, the Ohio State University. I figure you guys would rather me put it like that. Absolutely beautiful stadium, just walking around and everything. I'll throw a picture that I actually took at this stadium up there. But yeah, just this is like one of the what would you call it? Just the main stadiums of college football. You got the pole in the middle that they fly the US flag up there. Nice big scoreboard. And just everything about this stadium is just huge and just screams really good football is played in this building. And that's what I really love about this stadium. Now coming in at number 1, if you haven't already guessed it, it is Michigan Stadium. I also have been able to walk around. I was able to walk around the concourse of this stadium. I went to go see a Michigan-South Carolina basketball game. I am a huge South Carolina fan if you didn't know that, and I'm from Canada. So going to Michigan is the closest that South Carolina may ever be to playing a game close to me in Toronto. So after that game, they had Michigan Stadium open and we were allowed to walk around the concourse. We weren't allowed to go in the stands, sadly, but we were able to get an amazing view of the stadium. You don't understand how big this stadium is when you're driving by it, or you're just walking by it. And you walk in the concourse and you just go into one of the gates where you go in to go to your seat. And it's just this massive bowl, like absolutely huge. It's the second biggest stadium in the world. Second, just a massive bowl. It's just, oh my gosh. The press boxes are huge. The scoreboards are huge. You just don't understand how huge and nice this stadium is until you're in it. And it just blew me away. It's just like there were a couple players practicing on the field, and just from where we were, they look like little ants. That's just how big that stadium was. It was absolutely amazing to go into the big house and go see it that way. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you love college football or any sport, please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching, and come back next time.